Welcome, fellow dreamers and seekers of the extraordinary. Today, we're about to embark on a magical quest into the enchanting realm of fantasy movies on Netflix. From mythical creatures to enchanted lands, we're diving deep into the fantastical. But here's the twist. We're not just exploring the well-known classics. No, we're delving into the hidden gems, the tales that have remained hidden in the shadows of Netflix's library. Join me, and together, let's unravel the secrets of fantasy movies on Netflix. Fifth on our list is The Mummy with a rating of 5.4 on IMDb. Alright, picture this epic tale. Back in ancient Egypt, there's this princess named Ahmenet, and she's destined to rule the whole kingdom. But life takes a wild turn when the pharaoh goes and has himself a son, robbing Ahmenet of her rightful place. To make matters worse, she makes a dark pact with the Egyptian god Set, which leads her down a pretty sinister path. Fast forward about 5,000 years, and you've got this U.S. Army reconnaissance sergeant named Nick Morton. He's just minding his business when he accidentally sets Ahmenet free from her eternal prison deep in Mesopotamia. So, here's the deal. Ahmenet is back, and she's like this super-powered force of destruction. She's all about fulfilling her destiny, even if it means causing total chaos in present-day London. Talk about bad news. Now, it's up to Nick to decide whether he's going to let this ancient evil take over our world and plunge it into darkness and despair. It's a battle of epic proportions, with the fate of the world hanging in the balance. Will Nick step up to the plate and stop the mummy's reign of terror? Fourth on our list is Priest with a rating of 5.7 on IMDb. So, picture this world. It's been centuries of non-stop war between us regular folks and vampires. The church has had enough of these bloodsuckers, and they've got these warrior priests on the job to hunt them down. Now, the humans who survive all this chaos are stuck living in these sort of crazy cities ruled by the church. And if that's not enough, the warrior priests, even though they're fighting the good fight, end up being outcasts. The church is scared of how powerful they are, you see. Here's where our story really kicks off. There's this family, the Paces, Shannon and Owen. They're living in this outpost, trying to survive, but then vampires swoop in and it's game over for them. Their niece Lucy gets kidnapped by these bloodsuckers. So, the local Sheriff Hicks is all like, "We need some serious help." He tracks down Owen's brother, who just happens to be one of these warrior priests, simply known as the Priest. He asks the big shots at the church for permission to go after the vamps and rescue Lucy, but they shut him down. The priest isn't having that, though. He's ready to break his vows and hit the road with Hicks to track down those vampires and save Lucy before she becomes one of them. Along the way, they get some unexpected backup from a warrior priestess. It's a story of action, adventure, and the fight against the undead in a world gone mad. The priest, Hicks, and the warrior priestess are on a mission to bring Lucy back home safe and sound. Third on our list is Troll with a rating of 5.8 on IMDb. So imagine this way up in the heart of the Dovre Mountains in Norway. Something colossal is stirring, and it's not a good sign. This thing's been trapped there for a whopping 1,000 years, and now it's waking up with a vengeance. As it starts to move, it's leaving a trail of destruction in its wake, obliterating everything in its path. And guess where it's headed? Straight for the capital of Norway. Imagine the city dwellers' shock. They thought this creature was just some old Norwegian folklore, a bedtime story to spook the kids. Now they're in a desperate struggle to stop this colossal nightmare they never thought was real. It's a race against time, and they've got to figure out how to face down a beast that's straight out of legend. It's a story of survival, unexpected challenges, and the fight to protect their homeland from a menace they thought was long gone. Second on our list is The Great Wall with a rating of 5.9 on IMDb. So there's this group of European mercenaries. They've come all the way to China on a mission to find some black powder. But, things take a nasty turn. They get ambushed by bandits and a terrifying monster. Only two of them make it out alive, William and his buddy Tovar. As they're running for their lives, they stumble upon something truly mind-blowing: the Great Wall of China. But their relief doesn't last long because they're captured by General Shao, Commander Lin Mai, Strategist Wang, and their army. Yep, it's not your average day for these guys. They end up locked inside the Great Wall, and that's when they meet another European Ballard. He's been stuck there for a whopping 25 years. Turns out, this isn't your typical prison. These soldiers aren't just any soldiers. They're trained to battle these monstrous creatures called Tauri that show up every 60 years to wreak havoc on humanity. The Great Wall is basically the last line of defense protecting the capital. Now, the drama really kicks into high gear when the Touties come back for their regular attack. William and Tovar step up to the plate, fighting alongside General Shao and her troops. They earn some serious street cred in the process. But here's the kicker. The Touties have a queen, and she's the real problem. If they want to survive, the humans have to take her down. It's a race against time, and the stakes are sky high. Will they make it out alive? It's a story of bravery, teamwork, and battling monsters on an epic scale. First on our list is Jack the Giant Slayer with a rating of 6.3 on IMDb. Alright, so Jack's got this job. His uncle sends him to the market with their horse to sell it and get some thatch for their roof. But hold on. Things get interesting real quick. At the market, he meets Princess Isabel, and she's a total beauty. Jack ends up playing the hero and saving her from some trouble with ruffians. Talk about a chance encounter. Now he heads back home with, well, not much to show for his trip except a handful of beans. But here's the kicker. These aren't just any beans. A monk tells him they're sacred, and Jack should hang on to them. His uncle doesn't buy it, though, and tosses the beans away like they're nothing. But when night falls, guess who shows up? The princess herself. She's run away from a marriage she definitely doesn't want with a guy named Roderick, who's just after the throne. So she's on the run, and it's Jack's house that decides to take off with her. How's that for a wild twist? Jack isn't about to let his house and the princess just fly away like that. So, he teams up with the king's guards and sets off on this epic adventure to rescue the princess. But here's where things get really crazy. They stumble into a land filled with actual giants. Yep, the stuff of legends is real. Now, Jack and his crew are in for a heck of a journey, facing off against giants and trying to bring the princess back home safely. It's a classic tale of bravery, unexpected discoveries, and a whole lot of giant-sized trouble. And that wraps up our magical journey through the wondrous world of fantasy movies on Netflix. If your imagination has been ignited and you're ready for more enchanting adventures, don't forget to tap that like button below. And hey, if you haven't already, why not subscribe to stay updated on all things fantastical? For more captivating tales and mystical movie explorations like this, be sure to explore my channel. Until we meet again in the realms of fantasy, keep dreaming and keep exploring. Thank you for joining, and catch you in the next enchanting chapter.